Hey everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Sammy. Today's video is going to be a part of the IOD's Spring Collection playlist. So if you want to see more DIYs using the brand new collection, then make sure you check out the playlist link in my description box. Today, I'm going to show you a few DIYs using some of the new spring collection. And at the very end of the video, I will show you everything that is offered in the spring collection. It is also live right now on my website, you guys. So go grab what you want, make those orders, and let's get into this video.
Let's just get it out of the way. Do not come at me for painting over this wood piece. I had it in my booth. Nobody bought it, so it's time to update it. So I am going to take letterpress gray from DIY Paint, and I'm going to use this kind of as a primer. I want to get rid of all of that, colorful stuff underneath so I don't have to do like 4 layers of white. Once that's dry, I'm going to take crinoline, which is a beautiful creamy color, and I'm going to do 2 coats of this just to make sure that none of that gray comes through or the streaks. We are going to get into one of the new stamps, Veranda. This one is going to be a stunner. I can see myself using this for a lot of things. I'm going to place the frame in the middle. And y'all, the IOD sisters think of everything. All the new masks come with the image outlined on them. We are also going to use one of the new paint inlays. I do show you this in the next DIY a little bit more, but I'm going to take 2 sheets and I'm going to lay it over the mask of the frame stamp I'm going to use from the Veranda stamp. And I'm going to cut that all the way around. I'm going to leave that mask on there and I'm going to start applying this with liquid patina. So I'm laying my liquid patina on there, a nice healthy coat, and then I'm going to lay my paint inlay over it and smooth it in with my hand. I thought the liquid patina would be better than paint just because I was using the mask as well. So I continue that step, laying the liquid patina, putting the paint inlay over, and then I smooth it out with my hand. It also does help if you spritz your paint inlay with some water as well. Now we're going to spritz on top of that paint inlay, take a paper towel, and we're going to kind of like push that paint inlay into that liquid patina. Once it's dry, which I'm showing you this clip because the top piece of our sign is dry. So you can see it looks like a little bit more white. Once it completely dries, I'm going to spritz this with some more water, get a paper towel again and push that down. You want to make sure that your paint inlay is wet again. That way you can easily pull it back from your paint or your liquid patina. And this is where the magic's gonna happen. Let's pull this away. I'll give it a moment of silence for you guys. Okay, I can't keep silent too long because this is gorga. It is so absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do the same step to the other side. And then I'm going to take that Veranda stamp again. I am going to prime it by getting a sanding block and just rubbing it over my stamp. I'm going to take that bigger frame and I'm going to take my stamp mount. I'm lining it up with the top of the sign. That way I know exactly where to place it once I ink it up with my black ink. I am going to do that and then I'm going to flip it around and cross my fingers and hope I get it in the position it's supposed to be in. So I hold it down with one hand as I rub that stamp down, making sure to get all of those beautiful details into there. And voila. There's like a little meh part on the right side, but you know what? We're going to add some more. So now I'm taking this main part of the Veranda stamp and I am going to prime it up. I'm going to lay it on my mount and I am going to use the mask once again to cover that frame and I'm going to go over it with our stamp. Now, my vision here was like you were looking through the lattice and you could see the flowers growing in the background, or almost like the flowers were growing through the lattice or veranda. But this turned out so good. The stamps line up so easily, and I love this. Okay, all right, ready now, you guys? We are gonna go into the prestige stamp. This one is my favorite. I can't wait till you guys see it close up at the end. But I am going to take one of the floral stamps out of that set. I stamped it up with tomato and I laid it down. Now, initially, this was not my first vision. My first vision was to use the bird on the swing, but my frame was too big. So sometimes we have to pivot, and here we go. So now I'm going to cover that floral piece with a mask. I'm going to lay the bird cage over it. And this, I wanted it to look like the flowers were growing out of the bird cage, sticking with our floral theme here. And the sisters, seriously, they always think of everything because they not only made bird cages, but they made the little ceiling hangers for them. Like, this could not just, it was perfection. This is my favorite stamp. I think I'm going to use it over and over and over again. And this is how it turned out. I love that I was able to use so many different pieces from the new spring collection. Look at the detail, you guys. The details in these stamps, in the paint inlays, those gorgeous colors of the pink, reds, white. It's beautiful. Our next one, it's going to be a little easier here. I'm going to take this clock that I thrifted. It was 50% off, so it was $5. Unfortunately, the face of that is so scratched up, we're not going to be able to use it. So after cleaning this, I'm going to take French millinery from DIY, and I'm going to do a messy coat over the entire clock. I just want the coverage for this first coat. Then once it completely dries, I'm going to go back in with a chippy brush and I'm going to stipple my paint on. I prefer not to have brush strokes when I'm painting, so I will take the time, because I know you guys are like, girl, you are crazy. That takes so much time, and it does, but I just prefer the smoother, cleaner look, I guess, of stippling the paint on. After this coat dries, we are going to go into this beautiful transfer lover of flowers. It has these floral bundles, poems that go with them. They're absolutely stunning, perfect for smaller pieces. I'm going to start, the inside of this clock actually has a lot of room. So we're going to take the poem that comes with our little bundle of flowers we're going to use. I believe it's Forget-Me-Nots. And I am going to place that inside of my clock. Now, all of the transfers have a little bit of a tack to it. So once you lay it down, just smooth it out onto your surface and it'll at least stay in place for you. I'm going to take the plastic transfer tool that comes with your transfers and I'm going to start pushing that transfer down as I lift up. This is going to help that transfer release, and I'm going to continue that all the way over. I'll cut a small piece of that backing off so I could burnish my transfer. That just means that, we're pushing that transfer into its surface so none of the little pieces stick up. Now the beautiful flowers, you guys. Is that not gorgeous? And it goes so perfectly with the French millinery. I made sure to cut pretty close to the image as to not have any excess. And then I put that transfer on that little lip of the clock. And y'all, it does not matter what groove you have. If you're patient, you can get that transfer on there. So just like I did, I'm going to push down as I pull up, and I'm going to take that all across the clock. I keep on wanting to say watch, but it's definitely a clock. So I carry that on over, And like we did with the inside piece, I'm going to get a little piece of that backing and I'm going to burnish that on. Now, the face of the clock, I hopefully will find something to replace it. But in the meantime, this had pastel florals on it and it did not go with the color or the transfer that we put on here. So my way to upcycle this piece was to paint the inside of it with French millinery. And it actually worked out pretty dang good and it just tied the clock in. The last thing I wanted to do was put something on top of this detail. I mean, the detail needed something, but I didn't want to distress it down to white. And I didn't want to cover the clock with wax. So I'm taking the Alchemy wax. I get this from paintedheirloom.com. And I'm going to take the color ochre. And the ochre to me matched that like round part of the clock face. And then I take white gold and I'm going to put that on top of the ochre to bring back that like metallic look of the face of the clock. And I do wax this with clear DIY wax. And then I let it dry and that is it. We're done with the clock. Now look how gorgeous this transfer looks on this clock. And there are so many other colors and florals and poems in this booklet. It is so darling and so whimsical. And I'm so glad that I could give this clock new life because it definitely was completely transformed. Beforehand, I believe somebody spray painted this clock white. So this is definitely a beautiful, stunning upgrade. Let me know what you guys think about this transfer booklet down below.
Just hopping back in to see how you guys are enjoying this video. Do you guys like my beautiful horns and flowers? So cute. I hope you guys are enjoying the content so far. The new IOD spring collection is absolute fire, you guys. If you want to purchase any of the products that you see in today's video, make sure to head over to unicorndustdesigns.com. Link is always in the description box. And y'all know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs, if you are digging this channel, then help your girl out and like, subscribe, leave a little comment. Let me know which piece is your favorite. I appreciate all of you guys spending your time with me today. I am happy to be chatting with you guys as well. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye, my friends.
We are going to break into the conservatory mold. Look at how gorgeous these are. And of course, the first thing I thought of were books. So I'm going to take my cornstarch and I am going to dust 3 of the labels in here. I'll take my IOD clay and I'm going to push that on into my mold using that fabulous micro rim to help me smooth out all of that, I was going to say stuff, mold or clay. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the pregnancy brain, you guys. I'm going to flip that on over and we're going to get our molds out. Easy peasy. Just be careful with them so we don't destroy any of those details. After that, I'm going to take 3 books and I'm going to take, you guys, yes, these are IOD, okay? These are called the apothecary stamps or labels, and they come with 4 different fonts, and as you saw, the stamp labels as well. We're going to use our stamps in a little bit of a different way, and I'm going to lay them over my wet molds. I say wet, you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. And we are going to use them to imprint the letters into our clay. So I'm just going to push those down right there, nice and hard, but not too hard. And then you'll see that it leaves the imprints of the letters right there. I'm going to do this for the other 2 labels as well. And then I'm going to take my books. I'm going to take my Quick and Thick from Type Bond, and I'm going to place that on the back. Now, y'all know, usually I wouldn't touch a book this old. But seriously, it was all I had, and I was not going to buy more stuff. But I did research it. It wasn't anything of value, and it wasn't like old and in my collection old. I had to explain myself there. I felt so bad. All right, so I'm going to do that same step for the other two books. Now we are going to, I guess I'm going to show you again another one just in case you didn't get it the first time. I put wood glue on and then I put it on the spine of the book. I need to like edit my videos. All right, now I'm going to open that book up. I'm going to use crinoline for this book, and I'm going to do one full coat of the crinoline to start off here, making sure that I do not press too hard on that mold because again, it is still a pliable mold. Now I'm going to take the beautiful new paint inlays, you guys, 8 sheets, 4 different prints, and they are absolutely stunning prints. I'm going to cut one of them down, one that we used earlier. I'm going to use 3 different ones in this book stack. So I'm going to just measure that out. I'm actually going to use the paint inlay on the front of the book, and then I will use it on the back of the book as well. So I'm going to use these fabulous grid lines to cut out what I need for our book. I'm going to get another coat of crinoline. Now, when we're using paint inlays, we want our paint to be very wet. That is how the paint inlay infuses and sticks to our paint. So make sure you're putting a very healthy coat. As I was doing the book stacks though, I definitely started learning more about the paint inlays. So now I'm going to lay that paint inlay. We did this in the beginning of our video here. And then I'm going to spritz it with water. We're going to push it down with that paper towel like we did before, making sure that we are getting that paint inlay in that wet paint. I'm going to let this completely dry. We're going to go back and we're going to spritz it once again and then push that paper towel into our surface, and then we are going to peel this back. Look at this. Now, this is where as I started peeling, I was like, it would be a shame not to use this again, right? So I was like, I didn't intend to do the back of the books, but I figured, why not? We're already here. So I did the same thing to the back of the book. Like while the paint inlay was wet, I just coated it with another coat, put it on there the same way, and then I'll show you how this one comes off after it dries. But we're going to move on to another book. So I'm not going to show you all the steps, but look at this paint inlay, you guys. Is that not beautiful? Oh my gosh. Look at it as we go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Stop. Wipe your mouth. The drool. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. It's all right. Just, I know. It's stunning. All right. Now that book is dry. So remember, this is the second time we're using the same paint inlay. Look at that. It looks exactly the same as the first one. Woo! Y'all, I'm excited. All right. This was a custom color I mixed up with Kissing Booth and Petticoat Pink. Now, this is where I started learning. Okay, so DIY paints are clay-based. They dry extremely fast. So I was having trouble keeping my paint wet before I put my paint inlay on. So what I started doing on this book was I would lay my paint down and spritz the paint with water. Then I spritzed my paint inlay as well. And you guys, this was perfection. Absolute perfection how this turns out. And of course, this was technically the back of the book. Oh gosh. Always got to mess up somewhere, right? Okay, so this is after it's dried. I spritzed it. You guys, this paint inlay literally came out perfect. And I was like, oh my gosh, of course this is the back of the book. Because the way I put the labels, there's definitely like a back and the front, or the words are upside down. But still, look at how gorgeous that is. And I never have an issue drying my paint inlays with my heat gun. Okay, now that all the books are done, we are going to clear them with DIYs clear wax, the edge, the paint inlay part, all of it. I do, however, allow my books to dry overnight so that I do not smear that paint inlay. I want it to fully cure and dry. Now I'm going to take my white wax and I'm going to stipple that into that mold. I don't want to get it anywhere else. I just want that wax into those details. I wipe it back, and then this would not be a unicorn video if we did not pull out the gold gilding wax. And at first I do put it around the frame of the label, but you'll see on these reveal photos that I end up putting it on the inside. I do this same steps, you guys, with the other two books. And now I'm going to show you different layouts of the books. So we got our spines. So we have those beautiful apothecary stamps that were pushed into the conservatory labels. They're gorgeous. You could see how that wax helped make them pop. And then we have 3 out of the 4 different prints that come in that paint inlay. Look at that. Goodness gracious. Even this color combo is like rocking my world right now. I like it so much. Okay, and then just like, can you tell I like these? I had to show you like 3 different ways of how I styled them and how you could just see all of the beautiful features of all of them. Okay, this is our last one, you guys. So I'm going to take this wood sign thing. I got it from the Goodwill bins a while back. And we are going to grab the mercantile stamp. So this is going to be for you farmhouse lovers. But even if you don't do farmhouse, a lot of the elements in this stamp can be used for so much. And here's a closer look, you guys, of the masks and how the sisters actually printed the photos on them, so that it makes it so much easier to use. All right, I'm going to grab, this is JRV Cottage Color in white linen, and I am going to just do 1 coat over the entire piece because we're going to use decoupage paper. And then I'm going to do the ticking stripes in red decoupage paper. I just said that. And all of the products, you guys, on today's video can be found on my website. So I'm going to go in with our liquid patina. And I like doing mine in sections. So I'm going to put a layer on, and then I'm going to fold that decoupage paper back over onto our liquid patina, grab my plastic wrap, and I'll never go back. Let me tell you, I was 38 years old when I figured this out, but I love it. So beforehand, if you guys have watched my videos, I used to do the liquid patina and then lay the decoupage paper down and then kind of push it down with the remaining liquid on my brush. But now that I use the plastic wrap, I do not do that, and it turns out so beautiful, you guys. So we're going to continue that all the way down. After it dries, I did sand off the edges of that decoupage paper, and now we're going to grab our beautiful mercantile stamp. So make sure, again, that you're priming your stamps before using them. And I totally forgot, as I showed you guys the masks in the beginning, to utilize them here. I'm not used to it yet, okay? I got to get used to this fanciness. So I am just going to lay out my stamp, get a vibe of where I want my placement to be. So like this is a piece, you guys, I feel like you could use for so many things. So after playing around for what was probably an hour, I finally found my placement. I used my stamp mount, and then I'm going to apply IOD's black ink to our piece. And I'm going to flip that on over, again, using like the grids in that stamping mount to help me find exactly where my placement's supposed to go. Look at that already, you guys. Even just the black ink on it. Oh, it's so fabulous. So we're going to push that down. Do it with your other hand. Ooh, girl, I'm a mess. Okay, look at that. Is that not beautiful? But if you know anything about me, I can't stop. Okay, we got to add more. So I am taking these molds. I think they're from the Classic Elements mold, I think. I do have it in stock, and I'm going to paint them with layered chocolate. Once that layered chocolate is completely dry, I'm going to top them with Big Top. And I'm doing this because we're going to add a couple more layers, and I do not want that layered chocolate to come off of my resin mold. So we wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to come in with pennies from heaven. Y'all, I always do too much. I'm like guacamole, I'm extra, okay? And I'm just going to put this on sporadically. Like some pieces are going to have a heavier coat, some are going to have a lighter coat. I wanted them to be unique and different. After the pennies from heaven, after we get our little copper look going, I'm then going to go in with the shipwrecked wax. And I'm going to put this again sporadically on here. I want this to look like aged copper, patinaed copper. So I put my wax on there first, and then I go back over it with the paintbrush. I wipe the paintbrush completely off, and then I kind of like buff it in, like push it in so that it looks more spread out and not so like pop of color in your face, I guess. After I'm done with those, I'm going to take liquid patina once again, and I'm going to seal our decoupage paper, and I like to seal the ink. Even if it's permanent, I like to seal it. I'm going to grab our little molds, and these reminded me of the tin tiles that you would see on the ceiling, and that's what started the whole I need more, I need accessories. And of course, I couldn't stop after that either. So I grabbed layered chocolate once again, and I started going around the sign, making it look like the rust is eating through this old sign that's on this old retail grocery store somewhere. And so you'll see I kind of carry it over, and then I'll carry it up and then back down, making like almost little mountains. And you'll see it gives it that illusion that rust is kind of eating through that old sign. And then of course I had to dry it and then like make sure that that's exactly what I wanted. You guys, like I could go back after that. Okay, so I am going to carry this around the entire sign. At first, once I got to this spot, I was like, man, should I have just kept the rust paint around the, like quote unquote, like little tiles or not? But in the end, I think it worked out. So after I went around the entire sign, I grabbed some more of the shipwrecked wax and just kind of feathered that in. And this is our farmhouse sign. I love the way it came out. And like I said, I think that you're going to utilize this stamp for so much more than farmhouse decor because there are so many elements in here. But this one turned out gorgeous, and just the details are absolutely crazy. So here you guys are the new products.
Okay, are you guys ready? Is this box not gorgeous? As being a member of the IOD creative team, they send me the products in this beautiful box. Do I throw them away? No, I do not. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, are you guys ready? Set, go. Just kidding. Okay, I will. I'm sorry. All right. So transfers, I'm gonna try keeping them together. So transfers, the first one is going to be the Lover of Flowers. So this one I did show you. And then this one, I'm gonna show you. Should I open them, you guys, for you? I mean, it's all right. This is like a reveal party, right? So let's see. So I use this one on the clock. But this one has gorgeous florals along with poems that go with them. So you can use them together or you can use them separately. Sorry, I don't want the... And look at how gorgeous these are. And I love like the tints of them. They look a little bit more like vintagey and old, very whimsical transfer set. But what I like about it is a lot of this stuff is smaller, so you can do it on smalls, like I did with the clock. So see how pretty, like how it's just like separate pieces. Love this. And I also love that it has the wording because you can use it on so many different things. You don't have to use it with the florals. I love this booklet. I almost used this one, but it didn't fit the clock. Okay. And then you saw the one that I used. So that is the first transfer. Then we have this beautiful collage de fleurs. Okay. And this one's, these are some big flowers, my friends. I always like fold my the sticky part down. That way I can put it back in with ease. Okay, so we obviously see there's 2, 4, 6, 8 sheets on this one. So we got the vines. Try not to get that ring light. Oh, look at these. Look at even the small little ones right there. I mean, these are so big. It's hard to even get them in the frame of my phone. Oh my gosh. These are going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous anywhere. Furniture, smalls, framed, on fabric. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. Look at all those details. The blue, purple, whatever you want to call that. So gorgeous. Got more right here. So this book is packed full of floral inspiration. Like I said, like you can see, they are really big flowers. There are small ones in here. So that one's beautiful. Transfers are one of my favorites because they're so easy to use when you're DIYing. It is kind of like a fail-proof piece, I feel like. All right, and then we have the Joie des Roses transfer. Look at already, not even looking at it. Look at all that crackly goodness. So this one is gorgeous. Now this is a big piece, okay? You can, I think, use it in smaller pieces too, totally, depending on what you're using. Like this one piece would look absolutely gorgeous. This reminds me of like the old art that everybody is like searching for at the thrift stores to put in their kitchens and stuff like that. But you can see like the old vintage, even like the color story behind it is absolutely beautiful. Has that crackle in there, even through the birds. It's lovely. And I'll show you the back of it too, so you can see like the full image. But there's a lot of elements in here. You have the flowers, you have this beautiful, these oranges, the butterflies. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, you can definitely use this as pieces, but this is also gonna look like stunning on a piece of furniture. There's that. Right here, more butterflies. Sorry, you guys, about the lights. And then there's the last page. So here, let me show you the back real quick. So like you can see, like they all kind of go together. It's going to be gorgeous. This makes up for them retiring it because I've told you guys before, I love the paint inlays that are full sheets of a print because for somebody who is not used to doing paint inlays, when it's on a full sheet, it's like 10 times easier to use because you don't have to worry about the outline or anything like that. So I did show you guys these in the video, so I won't go through these again, but this is absolutely gorgeous. Comes with 2, 4, 6, 8 right here. And there is so many inspiration photos that are going to come out, you guys, and you'll see in the playlist if you watch it on that one. We also have this one, And this one is called Petite Fleur Pink. So you can see. So this has a lot of smaller pieces. And then it also came in a red version as well. You can see those. I don't like to get out the paint inlays because they come with like sheets in the middle of sheets in the middle of sheets. So they're kind of hard to put away. Okay, now the stamps. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my favorite by far. So I'll show you kind of like the back of this is like, killer. Look at this. Look at this. Birds, books, florals, cloches, bird cages. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This makes my heart melt. It's so beautiful. And you guys, what is amazing? Like I said, go check out the sisters video too. But they updated the masks. So before the masks were just like this green color, now they actually printed the images onto the mask. So it makes it easier. You could also take these off and envision like your piece before you apply the stamps. It is just absolute perfection. And this is going forward with the stamps. So all of this collection for spring will be in the stamps. And then we have the mercantile as well. And it was crazy because in one of the IOD groups, somebody had just asked, like, does IOD have any farmhouse stamps? Well, yes, we do now. We do. And there's so many elements to this stamp that aren't, I don't feel like, just farmhouse. Like this could be used for so many different things. The crown, the date. I mean, see, they like try and fit in everything on these papers. If they could fit more in, they're going to fit it in and take up every square inch. You have the grain sack. Like this little embellishment, absolutely beautiful. So this one is great, whether you are a farmhouse crafter or you want all of the different elements that come in here. This one is going to be fabulous. Fabulous. This one will also be great for those of you who own the lettering stamp as well. This one, surprisingly, is actually another one that I love. I think this is going to be just so beautiful. So this is the veranda stamp. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of uses for this. And I feel like it's going to pair so beautifully with the pastiche. That's just what we're going to call it. Stamp. So you have like the veranda, lattice, whatever you want to call it. And then you have this piece with the florals. The florals, the frames. The frames are going to be great for mixing with other stamps too. But I don't know why I see this definitely with the pastiche stamp. So that's, no, there's one more stamp. Hello, the one that you saw that you're like, I need to get a closer look at that. These, you guys, are these not, so these are the apothecary labels, and the sisters are always thinking of us, and they made sure that they put it in a hard envelope, and then each one of these 6x6 sheets is in their own envelope as well, so we don't lose any of the pieces. Hi.
I found a hawk but not a cat.
Okay, I can't believe none of those cats are out. That's insane. Are you guys still playing with the water?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure one of those cats are bound to pop up. You guys could get a snack if you want or something.
Is it lunchtime?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the clock, but I'm sure it is. After I'm done filming this little part, I will go up there, okay? So we have 4 different fonts in the apothecary labels. And you guys, I have been dying for small letter stamps. Like, I have been wanting them so bad, and they came out with these, and I was like, you guys are amazing. And then here is the second sheet of fonts. And then you got the Roman numerals in there as well. You even have a little embellishment. Like I said, they utilize like the entire sheet. Then you have the apothecary labels. So these kind of remind me of like mixing the crockery stamps in with the apothecary labels. So you can see there's just so much. And then here's the second one. I love the hands on here too. Here's the second one. All right, you guys, sorry. So these are amazing. And I love that they're all in their separate little envelopes, in their separate containers. So I could easily organize it. This one is amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for these. Okay, the molds. So these are out because I actually made a set for my kids during spring break. And they painted them and we turned them into magnets. So this is very beautiful, very unique. And here is what those look like. So this would be, I feel like, really pretty for academia, or if you're somebody that resells, to do little craft kits with those, like a magnet craft kit. My friend Rachel and I were talking about that. And then you have the conservatory labels. I love this. I think I'm going to utilize it very often. You saw me use it in today's video. And then we have, and I'm obsessed with these, the invitation only mold. I love these. And like I said, watch the video, the playlist, because these are, they look so good in some of the DIYs that I've seen so far. And I cannot wait to do something with them. We also have the faux, I don't know, voice mold. So like bamboo, these are going to be great for added detail on items. So we got that one. And then our last one, right? No. Yeah, all right. That, and then I think that's the last one. Am I missing? I felt like I'm missing one. No, maybe I'm not. Use that one. No, I feel like I'm missing one. Maybe I'm not. You guys, maybe I'm tripping. I'm probably tripping. Okay. And then there is this one, Veritas. And this one is great. This is going to be a great add-on to pieces to create wreaths with it. I love that it came with branches, sparse leaves. So this one is definitely going to be a great one for like just everyday use. So that is the entire collection, you guys. I hope that you love it as much as I do. Head to the website right now and get what you need. And then if anything sells out, I will be reordering it. The only thing that is limited release are the paint inlays. And that will be going forward. Paint inlays will always be a limited release. Other than that, these do stay in the IOD collection, so I can reorder them, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys love, if I could get this in, the new IOD spring collection. It was definitely worth the wait, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye. The kids are outside and they're screaming. Happy spring break. Okay, my favorite. Do you guys want to know my favorite? I'll let you know my favorite. I think my favorite of the entire collection has to be the... You guys, why can I never pronounce anything that IOD releases? I'm pretty sure I butcher it all the time. The pastiche stamp. This is my absolute favorite. Like I live for this one. The books, the florals, the cloches. I mean, everything and anything that is in this stamp set can be used like a million different ways. This was my absolute favorite. When I got the stuff to start creating, I fell in love with this. So you're probably going to see this one probably used the most. But the entire collection was wonderful. I cannot wait to hear what you guys thought about it, which ones I see you guys buying, which ones you guys aren't too fond of. I mean, I want to know the tea. So let me know down in the comments. Okay, bye.